Hello, welcome back to the Wrestling Newsroom. I'm your host, All Things Wrestling, and today we're going to be looking at all the wrestling news from Saturday. We start with a massive story. At a live event in Abu Dhabi, Alexa Bliss and Sasha Banks made history by becoming the first female WWE superstars to compete in the United Arab Emirates. During previous tours, women have not competed due to the culture. As part of reaching a deal to have the women compete in the country, both Sasha and Alexa Bliss wore full bodysuits instead of their usual outfits. I mean, I don't really have any thoughts on their culture because I'm just going to leave that one completely alone. But making history, competing in a country that you've never been allowed to compete in, that's absolutely amazing. Good job, Sasha and Alexa Bliss. Now we move on to three massive announced matches for Raw. We have Kane vs. Braun Strowman. We also have Roman Reigns vs. Cesaro, Seth Rollins vs. Sheamus, and Dean Ambrose vs. Samoa Joe. So this Raw is going to be looking pretty good on the match front, to be fair. So I cannot wait to see what's going to happen with that. Then we have our next story. WWE is considering doing another global warning pay-per-view in Australia during 2018. The first one took place in Melbourne in 2002 and drew over 50,000 people. It's reportedly talks of WWE having the event take place at the 100,000 seat Melbourne Cricket Ground in October and airing the event on the WWE network. Go for it. Australia deserves a pay-per-view. And England does too. Start with Australia, then England. Please give us something to everybody. Why is it coming? No, it's just the bloody lighting being weird, isn't it? And then it appears that Tessa Blanchard won't be signing a WWE contract anytime soon, as she's announced she's taking an independent booking date in 2018. Shame, because she's a fantastic performer, but I guess that's what you have to do. And can we fix that? Yeah, slightly, kind of. No, not really. Then we go to Angelina Love recently talking about why she's left Impact. She said, once Xavier Richards and I had our blow-off match, the writing was on the wall and I'm just at the point of my life where I'm a mother. I've been in Impact for 10 years. I saw where it was going and it's just not something that I was interested in. Use me full force because I'm worth it. I gotta go. I know my worth. I completely understand that one. And then we have her talking about debuting on the SmackDown brand in 2006. I was literally sitting planted in the crowd with my debut segment on SmackDown Next. I got pulled. My segment got completely cut out and the people I was supposed to work with went straight into a completely different storyline. In 2006, there were talks of doing something with JBL, but then that never happened. Then I got back up to SmackDown in August of that year to do something with Matt Hardy. I remember they had me sitting in the front row of the crowd. First segment was Booker T when he was King Booker, knighting Finlay and Regal. Next segment was Matt Hardy supposed to go over Psychosis or Super Crazy. He was supposed to go over one of them. I was standing there so happy and clapping. He would come over and say, who's this blonde girl? And eventually I would end up being his girlfriend. We're like minutes, if not less, to my starting segment. My segment started and the guy, the floor manager who planted me, patted me on the shoulder, pulled me over and said, your segment got cut. Eventually I was told that as soon as the show started, Vince rewrote the whole show. Really, WWE? Really? You could have had Angelina Love, but no, you didn't. What the hell, Vince? Just ridiculous looking at it now. And then Mike Kanellis, Mike Bennett, posted the following on Instagram responding to his critic. You only got to WWE because you're a wife, and yet I smile. You're just a jobber, and yet I smile. You should have gone to NXT, and yet I smile. You won't last there, WWE, long. You won't last there long, and yet I smile. I smile because I work hard, and hard work will always pay off. Exactly, Mike. We believe in you. You will be there. We love you, Mike. You've got this, mate. Get clean. Get wrestling. We believe in you. I'm behind you 100%, Mike. And then Chris Jericho had an interview with the RollingStone.com, and here's some highlights from it. If he has any part-time contract with WWE. Now, my contract ended April 30th, 2017, working with Ring of Honor on the upcoming cruise. Now, that's up to Ring of Honor. When I signed Ring of Honor, I let them decide who's in the tournament and what to do. I get emails every day from people saying, can I be in it? I don't know, ask Ring of Honor. It's their responsibility. I'm not going to I'm not going to be hanging around Ring of Honor. My association with them is that they're putting on an amazing tournament on my cruise, and that's kind of the extent of it. Fair enough. And possibly WWE return. I haven't been full-time in WWE since 2010. That's something a lot of people don't realise, because when I come back, there's always a good angle. And 2016 was one of the best years of my career, so people are always asking, when are you going to come back? But there was no plan to go back. There still isn't. I knew I was leaving May 2017 because the new Fozio record was coming out, the cruise was accumulating, the book came out in August. I had another season of But I'm Chris Jericho that debuted December 7th. I have a special on the Travel Channel that was a possible series. So I've got a lot of stuff going on. I never expected the Kenny Omega Jericho thing. That was just kind of came up. It was something that I thought was really cool, that the fans never expected that would happen, and once it happened, it just blew their minds. It's definitely the most talked about match in the wrestling world today. I just saw a big sign for it on the marquee at the Staples Center in Los Angeles. It's the worldwide phenomenal match, and just one of the true dream matches that exist in this day and age. Once again, it puts me right back in the thick of things headlining the Tokyo Dome. It's kind of the way that I've built my life and professional career. It's a lot of fun to do. So the WWE takes a back burner. That's the way it is, and that's the way it's been for the last little while. Will I go back? I'm sure I will. But if I don't, it won't bother me either, because I've had a lot of great times there. I've got a lot of stuff on the horizon that's building as well. Okay, fair enough. I respect Jericho's wanting there, what he wants to do. To be fair, I'd love to see Jericho back, but he's done everything now. I can't think of anything else for Jericho to actually do. And Alexa Bliss had an interview with SportingNews.com. Her relationship with Nia Jax is great. When we were in NXT, we were best friends immediately, like within a day. When we were separated, it was a little tough because we couldn't keep in touch as much. But as soon as we were back on the same band, we instantly clicked again. We travel together, we hang out even when we're not on the road. You would think that we'd get sick of each other, but we don't. We're like sisters. We bicker like sisters, we have fun like sisters. We're constantly just trying to make each other laugh. When you're in the business like this, it's grueling, it's travelling, it's constant. There's drama. When you have your best friend there, it all kind of goes away, and it's so much fun. Aww. That's actually amazing to hear. Obviously, it's a grueling business, so if you have someone to share that with, it's so much better. Obviously, you had Undertaker and Paul Bearer. There's so many groups and people that were friends that managed to make it better. And then working on Christmas Day. Honestly, I didn't really have an opinion on it. She laughed. It was what we do. It's our job. No matter what day it falls on, we have to do our job. I know people that were not too happy about it. It's people that have families and stuff like that, but it works. But it's work. It's what we have to do. We signed up for it. I don't really have an opinion on it. I just figured I'd make the best of it. Just want to put my opinion out here. Put the wrestling having to work Christmas Day on the side. What about all the other professions that have to work Christmas Day? Wrestlers. I know you're moaning, but I have a family. I have to go to work Christmas Day. There's so many people around the world that have to work on Christmas Day that don't moan. I don't moan about working Christmas Day. I have to go to work Christmas Day. Yeah, that's just the day I have to go to work. I accept that. Please don't moan so badly about it. It's your first time having to work Christmas Day in like 20 years for some wrestlers. Seriously, they haven't made you do it in like 20 years. I know you don't want to do it, but seriously, stop moaning, get on with it, deal with it. Sorry, I have opinions on Christmas Day working. Yeah, but still, massive respect to the wrestlers. And during a recent podcast, former WWE and WCW writer Vince Russo spoke about an incident from years ago where a female WWE star approached him and said that she had been raped by one of the male stars. These comments from Russo prompted a response from former WWE Diva Ariel, Shelly Martinez, who claimed that she was almost raped several years ago during an overseas tour. I don't know who was the guy that... I don't actually watch the podcast, so I don't know who the female WWE wrestler was. Obviously, it's not really my place to say who it was unless they wanted out up, then again, it's on a podcast, it is out there. Shelly Martinez said, I almost got raped while on an overseas tour. Since then, others have shared with me that they were raped. So sad. I appreciate those who were concerned about me after I tweeted about almost being raped in WWE. I'm totally fine. I lived with all since then, so it's nothing new. I was just chiming in on my experience to help raise awareness. I hope we can raise awareness. It's happening in Hollywood. It needs to happen in every profession. Seriously. It's just a despicable time. That's something on my chin. No, I think it's hair. And then we go to our final story. Well, on an update on Neville, talks between the two have reportedly died down in recent weeks. There was apparently discussions of having Neville been on the recent South American tour as part of the SmackDown Live brand, but it did not happen. So who knows what's happening with Neville. And while things could change, T-Mobile Arena is currently not advertising Brock Lesnar for the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. They're just advertising Roman Reigns, Ambrose, Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Mojo, Miz, and many more. So not even got Brock Lesnar on there. So who knows what's going to happen. And that has been the Wrestling Newsroom. I really do hope you've enjoyed it. I've been All Things Wrestling. That's been AJ Smiles. This has been a can of deodorant. As always, if you have enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Please support my Patreon. Link in the description below. Subscribe to see more content. And I'll catch you later.